Welcome back to Richmond International. Randy LaJoie has the lead, but as you can see, he's getting closed down on fast. Number 8, Kenny Wallace. 32 is Dale Jarrett.
You see Dale Jarrett taking a look to the inside for second place as they go into turn 3 there. Looks like he's going to make the move real easy there. Dale Jarrett is by far the fastest car on the racetrack at the moment.
You know, his car is really going through the center of the corner. He's able to run right on the bottom, goes through the corner, and you know, as I spoke in our opening, he's getting good forward bite, which means he's getting good traction. The rear wheels are biting into that racetrack, and that really helps the straightaway speed here at Richmond as well.
Jarrett won at Milwaukee and won at Michigan, had that wing taken away for an illegal engine part on the intake manifold.
Mike, I'd like to take one thing back. Look at the 60 car here of Mark Martin. He is really flying now. These two guys are great on the bottom part of the racetrack.
And they're closing in. But Dale Jarrett feels after the controversy at Michigan, he and Robert Yates are ready to bounce back and prove it was not an illegal engine that did it.
Well, he said this is the best one we've ever had. Said it's even better than the one that we had at Michigan, and he's bound and determined that they're going to show him that what little problem that we had with that intake wasn't why we won the race. So it's really good, and if I can get it through the corners, we'll be in good shape.
He's getting it. He's getting the lead from Randy LaJoie right now.
Mike, that was very impressive. He went down on the flat with the left side of the car and made the pass on Randy. Hadn't made the pass on Randy LaJoie, but he's in position to. That car is sticking like glue. But look at Mark Martin moving in third place there.
You know, Mark, I believe, fell back a little bit on the start of the race, but again, he may have had those air pressures really down, but he's really coming on now.
Mark Martin underneath LaJoie moves the Winn-Dixie Ford up into second. LaJoie's Chevy is the only GM car in the front 4. David Green, though, closing in another Chevrolet. Riding with Randy LaJoie in third place.
Let's see, he's got 50 pounds of oil pressure down the back straightaway there. I'm telling you, I have never seen the gauges where you can read them as well as you can in this car. Great shot.
Run the same line you've been running. You're beating all the rest of them.
Bill Parsons and Mike Wallace battling there. It's Parsons in the Luxair Chevy 99 and Mike Wallace in the Duron Paints number 90. 11th place at stake here.
Just about all these cars backfire as they start into the corner. If you've noticed, Larry, the 99 car just starting in the corner really shoots a lot of fire out of the exhaust going in the corner.
Again, that's the 9-to-1 compression. It's just burning that raw fuel right in the exhaust pipe, and that's what you see. It's really not a problem. It's just burning that raw fuel.
Mark Martin has gone to the front. He's passed Dale Jarrett for the lead.
Well, Mark is really incredible here. He knows how to run fast, but he does not abuse his tires. I imagine right now Dale does have some kind of handling problem. He'll sit there and look at the line that Mark's running around this racetrack and just take care of his tires.
So Mark Martin on the point, left side of your screen. Dale Jarrett in second. That second pair. Randy LaJoie and Kenny Wallace. And then David Green with Johnny Benson moving underneath the defending champion of the series.
Johnny Benson, he's just been quietly making his way toward the front and just picking them off one at a time, which chasing his championship, that's what he's got to do.
I asked him before we talked in pre-race, I said, having a big lead, having it close, does it really matter to you where this point balance sits right now? He says, not really. He says, there's pressure if you're the leader, there's pressure if you're chasing. He says, you just go out and try to win races.
I think that's what they've been doing. That car's been up at the front leading races all year long, and you haven't seen them backing off one bit at all.
Kind of like Cal Ripken going for the record. They're going to run every lap of every race as far to the front as they can.
This Busch Grand National Division, it's become that competitive. You can't stroke and you can't back off, whether you're running for the championship or not. You've got to just give everything you can every race, every lap of every race.
Johnny Benson's doing what brought him here. He's raced hard all day long. Oh, look here. We have a piece of a tire in the corner here.
Jason Keller, the Budget Gourmet Chevy, limping to the pits, losing a left rear tire.
Looks like possibly that the tread has come off of the sidewall is what it looked like laying there, and that could be several things. That could be possibly starting with too low of air pressure.
Keller will pick up his first win at Indianapolis in August, Brickyard weekend.
he's in big trouble there in the corner. You see the tire come off the left rear there.
Well, hopefully no further damage as he wrestled the car and then got it back to pit road.
He did a good job of keeping it under control there.
Going to lose at least 1 and perhaps 2 laps as they make that change.
You know, he's one of the fastest cars in practice, and when he went out to qualify, the plug wire come off the first night of qualifying here, and then went out in the heat of the day today and actually had to start in provisional in the dead last spot. So it hadn't been a good week for him.
Nope, not so far. 31 laps are complete here at Richmond International. At the front of the pack, Mark Martin.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Autolite Platinum 250 on TNN is being brought to you by Napa. We keep America running.
A jewel in the night at Richmond, Virginia from our Steel area camera. Fine folks at Steel bringing you these great helicopter-mounted shots on a full moon Friday night. On the point, Mark Martin coming off the corner, down the back straightaway. There is a look at the lead, Mark Martin and Dale Jarrett from the helicopter. And not too far back, there is Johnny Benson making the pass for third on Randy LaJoie's number 64. Benson's in a heck of a hurry.
Doing a great job, and what he's doing right now, he's in a good rhythm, and a good hard driving race car driver cannot change his rhythm and start approaching those points, because that's when they get in the biggest trouble.
Larry, what's different about practicing and qualifying in the daytime, and then it gets 15 degrees cooler with no more sunshine on the track and you race in night conditions?
Biggest thing is the cars will just have more grip overall, front and rear. The speeds normally get a little bit quicker, but the cars just will have more grip. And normally if one end or the other sliding around in practice during the day, that'll kind of go away maybe as the track cools down at night.
You can see the back of Benson's car jumping sideways there coming up out of the corner. He's just a little bit loose as he applies the horsepower to it coming out of the corner.
Here in the background, Kenny Wallace and his spotter conversing. And here comes David Green. I can't remember David Green without a mustache. But he said he needed to change his luck. All right, in Kenny Wallace's pits, Randy Pemberton.
Hey, I talked with Kenny Wallace before this race, guys. We're on lap 39 right now. Kenny told me that the cars can get as many as 80 laps, as Larry McReynolds concurred, at least on tires. But he said some guys were wearing out right front in 50 laps in the bright sunshine here this afternoon if the car was pushing. They also wore out the right rear maybe in as little as 50 laps if the car was loose. Kenny Wallace said if I get pressured early, I'm going to let everybody go. You'll have to watch to see what car is perfect on the chassis right now. It appears that Dale Jarrett and Mark Martin have theirs pretty well. Kenny Wallace has said the car is very, very tight at the moment. So we'll have to watch for Kenny Wallace in his pit stop and see what type of adjustment when they hit pit road.
As you spoke, Randy, he let Jimmy Spencer go by. Here are your leaders starting to work lap traffic. That light blue car is Eddie Johnson, who's had a great run of late model stock car starts here in the Virginia area. Trying to make a name for himself in Busch racing, getting overlapped by the leaders at lap 40.
You can see they're approaching a lot of lap traffic, and this is one place that lap traffic certainly can play a part in the leaders. The second place car catching the first place car if he catches that lap traffic just at the wrong place.
Now we may see just in front of the leaders there's a big knot of 7 cars racing each other hard to stay on the lead lap. There's Kenny Wallace and David Green going at it. Looks like Wallace is going to hold Green off for the moment.
Well, David Green started on the outside pole and has just dropped back through the crowd there. He's having a little handling problem on that race car. You can see down the straightaway it's as good as anybody, but he's having trouble in the corners. He's not able to keep up with the leaders right at the moment.
And the leaders are about to be in trouble. Look at that pack just in front of Mark Martin.
Those guys are desperately hanging on. They know if a caution would come any minute here now that they can stay on the lead lap, so they're going to fight hard to stay where they're at.
That yellow and blue 33 up on the top groove is Greg Sachs. Robbie Reiser on the bottom. 3 wide, says Mark Martin. As he goes after them in the white car, 46 Elliott Sadler. Dale Jarrett does not get through there. Dale Jarrett tried to drive it into a hole that was not there, and he goes around.
It looked like for a minute, you know, he was going to wait and see how things kind of unfolded there, but tried to go in on the bottom, going into one, and just run out of racing room.
Caution is out for the first time tonight.
Mike, good for it. He didn't lose a lap. He lost a lot of track position, but Dale Jarrett still on lead lap. He can come in, make some adjustments. He got some damage to the right front corner of that car where he made contact with.
Very possibly, as he was sliding, he could have flat spotted those tires, so they'll probably have to change those tires.
See the right front there. It is not rubbing on the tire itself, so that's not major damage.
Mark Martin opened the door, and it got slammed. Here's what happened. Watch Martin in the black car and the yellow car of Jarrett. That's Elliott Sadler right there. Just trying to stay low on the racetrack, and Dale just ran out of room.
You know, and that's the thing. I'm sure these guys, spotters, was telling them where the leaders was, and I'm sure they was trying to get out of the leader's way and just run out of racing room.
See Dale right on the bottom there. He's halfway on the flat part of the racetrack there.
And Elliott had a car outside him, Greg Sachs pinching him low. He could not have moved higher on the racetrack. Not his fault. There is the limited damage to Dale Jarrett's car. As they parade around behind the caution car, we'll be right back to Richmond.